Good morning or good evening, depending where in the world you are. So thank you so much for joining me once again on my Wednesday live at 5. I am here to chat to you today about the upcoming International Women's Day and International Women's Week, I should say, which is literally just around the corner from the 8th of March. I attended an awesome networking event last night. I mean, it was incredible. There were women from different backgrounds, from different organizations, all incredible leaders in their own organizations. And it was a really, really great space to be. And so I just wanted to come today and just talk about why it is so important to surround yourself with the right people, the people that make you smile every day, the people that lift you up, the people that tell you your hair looks nice when you feel a mess. So I just think that women supporting women is so, so important. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about a lady that I met last night. Which I'm going to talk about through the session. She was incredible. She had me on her first word right the way through until her last word. And I did tell her that. Again, compliments. Doesn't matter who you are or what you do, everyone loves a pat on the back, which she did confirm to me. So as I say, as we celebrate International Women's Week, it's a time to reflect on the achievements of women everywhere, but also the communities that help us to get there. Because, we all live such a busy life, whether you're a stay-at-home mum with small children, whether you're juggling work-life balance, the flexibility, the, night times, baths and bedtimes and all of that with your full-time day job. We all need that support. So, I mean, when you think, let's be honest, carers, families, and all of these responsibilities that we have, amongst, where I left my phone for the third time today. So life can be a real full-time project management role. So, when you consider the amount of stuff us ladies do, as well as our day job, as well as getting up in the morning and doing a full day's work. It's incredible. And I'm sure that any of you that are watching today that are mums, that will totally resonate. But that is why spaces like this really matter. That safe space to talk and to be surrounded by like-minded people. And of course, all of the phone calls you can have, all of the Zoom calls, all of the Slack conversations, the WhatsApps, I mean, however you communicate with people, nothing is the same as that in person. And I think as well, networking within, as I said, like-minded people, it's surprising what it can lead to. That little conversation that you have can just sometimes open up so much for you personally and within your career and within your organization as well. But the reality of support, say last night we were at this event and we had a really great speaker. And I'm sure for those of you that have attended events like this, the vibe in the room is electric. So, there's a real buzz about it. But she said something that really had everyone laughing, including me. She said her husband's one of the good ones, which is good in itself. But she said she was talking about her getting set up for her daughter's birthday. And she said whilst her husband came in and did something, so I don't know exactly what he did, decorated the cake or washed up or whatever it was he did, she didn't elaborate. But whilst he showed up, he then went off for a nap in the afternoon. So, and that is just typical of what us women do, because, people will show up and help, but you know what it's like. You can always do it best. So, you know, if it's anything like me, I just go off on a tangent and do it myself because I know then it will be done and it will be done properly. So just something. But, you know, when you think that when you are in a room full of people that all speak your language, that is really so important. And I think, you know, when we were in the event last night, we went up to, I live in North Devon, for those of you that don't know that. I got the train up yesterday. There are surprisingly a few people down in North Devon. I found a lady in my town called Michelle, lovely lady. We travelled back on the train late last night. And another lady, Hannah, who lives down in Plymouth. So again, it's really great because we can meet on the train, we can go together. You know, we get to go and have dinner. We went to the Ivy, one of the Ivies in London, Liverpool Street. So if you know where that is, the Ivy in Liverpool. It's actually just off Liverpool Street, but it's Liverpool Street Station. Obviously, I'm from Devon, so slightly different world down here. But joking aside, you know, the visible load that many women carry, it's so important to have that supportive community around you. And I think I see lots of women's groups. Another lady in the town that I know really well, I've seen that she started a group up. In fact, probably 3 or 4 have, because, you know, that warmth that you get by surrounding yourself with like-minded people is, you know, I mean, there's nothing like touch, and I don't actually mean you need to touch someone for that. It's just the touching distance. I think it's just so nice to see people in person, and it really does open up the conversations that wouldn't happen over Zoom or Teams or Google Meet, whatever you use. So one of the most powerful things we can do is, as I say, surround yourself with people who share similar values. They have the same mission as you. People who want to grow, who have the desire to progress in their career. And something else that this speaker said last night, which again really resonated, you know, if you have people in your team that want to succeed, absolutely help them and lift them up and support them every step of the way. Because obviously, you know, everyone has been in different stages of their career. And I think it's really important to help and guide and assist people, whoever they may be, through their journey as well. So sometimes when you think that networking, it's not about, you know, it's sometimes, you know, I hear other people talking, and sometimes it does get a little bit of a bad reputation. You know, people imagine awkward conversations, walking into a room where you don't know anyone. What do I do? Who do I talk to? Where do I look? I mean, all of that stuff. But something I always say to everyone is it doesn't matter where you sit. It doesn't matter where you are in the food chain. It doesn't matter who you are. Every woman that walks into that room will be feeling the exact same way as you are. Genuinely. I think some are more confident than others, but the more of these events that you do attend, the more people you'll meet and the more confidence you'll get to be able to go and meet new people. So I think that's really important. But when you talk about the bad reputation side of it, you know, you think about somebody's going to ask me a question. Somebody's going to say, you know, tell me what you're working on, or tell me what you're passionate about. I mean, those are typical things that people will do as icebreakers just to break, you know, make the conversation. Tell me how I can help you. You know, you'll have many mentors that will, and coaches, of course, that are really keen on helping you succeed. But I think don't take it as a negative. It's just a conversation starter. There's no right or wrong answer for it. You don't have to walk in and be grilled. You don't have to walk in and speak initially, because there will always be someone there that will be stood close to you that will start a conversation. As I said about the two ladies that I was talking about that live down in North Devon, they ended up getting the train up together. I ended up getting an earlier train. So whilst we travelled back together, they travelled together. But it's surprising, isn't it, how quickly us women make friends. So I know Hannah and Michelle are going to keep in contact. So again, small wins can really lead to so much bigger. And as I say, whether you're looking at your own personal brand, whether you're looking at your organization's brand, or the wider picture of you personally, how you feel at home and at work, and what you feel comfortable sharing with other women. And it's surprising again when you sit down to dinner with people. I mean, I know that last night a lady that I know really well, Anna Maria, beautiful lady inside and out, she walked in, we made a beeline and had a hug, as you do, and she said, Lynn, who's here? Who do I know? And I said, please don't worry about that. There are enough of us here. And again, she sat down at the table, and by the end of it, she knew everyone. So it's really nice to have these, these safe spaces. So what I would say, my suggestion, if you like, for International Women's Week starting next week. Let's face it, it's Women's Week every week, isn't it? But let's just go on International Women's Week. 3 things that I'd like to say. I would like you to start one meaningful conversation with someone that you don't know, even in the queue at Tesco, whatever. Just try and do it. Just if you don't feel comfortable, obviously if you do and you attend events all the time, don't have to do that. But I'm just saying, if you don't, to build on your confidence, just step outside your comfort zone. You'll be surprised how good it makes you feel. So start one meaningful conversation. As I say, it can start from little, it might not even go to anything, but you never know. Support someone new in the room. So again, at events or at a party, if you see someone stood in the corner on their own, please don't be afraid to go over and bring them in and include them, because again, they will be that person that's walked into the room feeling exactly the way that I said you're probably feeling. So include everyone. So start one meaningful conversation with someone, support someone new in the room, and continue to build the spaces where people feel safe to share and grow. And sometimes you can laugh about the reality of life, because when we surround ourselves with the right people, we don't just build networks, we build communities who lift each other together. So creating a safe space is when people feel safe in a space and then something powerful happens. They start sharing ideas. They start collaborating, they start supporting each other. And as I said, the chaos of life, this can be so, so valuable. I think surrounding yourself with the right people, the people that make you smile, the people that lift you up, and the people that will help and see you through your career is beyond important. So happy International Women's Day for the 8th of March. To all you beautiful women out there, if ever you want to chat, I'm always here. I'm always delighted to talk to everyone. As you can imagine, I've been talking here for how long? Probably about 20 minutes or so. So I think wherever you've come from, whatever you're planning, and, just give yourself the confidence. Just remember that one thing. If you forget everything else I've said today, just remember the one thing, and that is, wherever you go, everyone is feeling exactly the same way as you. Thank you for listening. I will see you next Friday. No, I won't. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday live at the following week. But by the way, I'm in Ireland for Irish streaming, so I won't be here. But next week, I will absolutely be here. And we'll talk about another subject in the series of Finding You. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.